We witnessed some special scenes today, didn't we, at the dawn services? I watched particularly the Australian War Memorial in Canberra. I used to go there regularly. The Shrine in Melbourne. We saw scenes in Sydney, right across the country. And then we sort of just started to see this afternoon at Gallipoli and Villers-Bretonneux in France, more services for Australians war dead. Everybody's turned out, haven't we? And those numbers are growing year on year. Veterans were honoured today. One of those veterans who joins me now is Michael von Berg, who served in Vietnam. He's been with us before on Credlin. You enjoyed him very much last time, so I wanted to reach out to him today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service, Michael. Give us a sense at home what this day, after all these years, still means to you.
It's a very special day, Peter. I mean, the ability to catch up with your mates. And, you know, what I find extraordinary by some in the media saying that, you know, it's celebrating war is just absolute rubbish. What we're celebrating is we're not celebrating anything except we're remembering our mates, our war dead, their families who suffered extraordinarily in losing a loved one. But most importantly, I think it's that peer-to-peer support, which is so important in the mental health space, where some people have been struggling, and to get together and have a beer and a quiet yarn, it's just wonderful.
When the haters come out, as they do occasionally, you must be heartened every year to see that the ordinary Australian, particularly younger people, keep turning up in droves. Those numbers are getting larger and larger every year. That's the best response to those who want to run that glorifying war argument, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think it's wonderful. And I think it's an example, I think, also of good parenting, because to see those young people, little kids, you know, on the side of the road with their little Australian flag, waving it and cheering, that's the next generation. That's the ones who carry us forward as a nation. And to see those people out there in hail, in sun, in rain, whatever the case might be, for the people who are marching, for the ones who have given their service, it is an incredible morale booster and not to be underestimated.
Well, you rightly mentioned good parenting there, but we can't always rely on the education system to meet us halfway at least. We've got this group that was out this week, Teachers for Palestine. They say we shouldn't honour the Anzacs. They think we are indoctrinating children into glorifying war. They said that our soldiers aren't or weren't honourable. I mean, what would you say to that?
I think it's disgusting. And what really concerns me is they are basically teaching kids in the schools, as this group, radical advocates, they're teaching kids to hate their country. And in teaching kids to hate their country, what they're actually doing is they're basically teaching kids to have no self-worth. They're teaching kids to be, you know, not confident about themselves or their nation. And mental health-wise, I think it's a terrible thing to do to young people where they're just so confused. They should concentrate on the 3 R's. I would concentrate on my 3 R's: respect, resilience, and responsibility.
Just quickly, I mean, the Australia you grew up in has changed a lot. And I think not a lot of that change is for the better, if I'm honest. And one of those things that I feel is starting to slip away is a national sense of self. It's patriotism, respect, you mentioned it there, respect particularly, I'd say, for our flag. With a bit of age and hindsight, I mean, are you confident we can turn this around now that we're starting to acknowledge the problem? Michael, can we turn it around?
Yeah, there's a great book, and you know the book is The Power of One. And it all starts with the power of one. Power of one becomes two. And, you know, with this sort of what I would call woke activism to try and attack Anzac Day, and we knew it would happen, Australia Day first, Anzac Day next, they taking on the veteran community don't realise what they've taken on. And also in terms of the public, in terms of the Australian community, there are millions of families in this country that have some sort of a connection with the ADF, going right back to World War I, the Boer War. And I can tell you that if they are going to attack Anzac Day the way they're trying to undermine Anzac Day and the sanctity of Anzac Day, I think they're one hell of a fight.
Beautifully said. I tell you, that is a rallying call. Michael von Berg, great to have your company as again. We'll see you next year.